Hello.
Let's try that again.
Take two.
What's up, my friends? JT DeBolt
Carrie Hyam
here with you on the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of inspiration, education, and motivation to help you get your day started off right. And as you jump out here, let us know where you are tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you, no matter where you might be tuning in from. Stoked to be with you. And hopefully we got people coming on there.
Let me know, Wilfred, can you hear us this time?
Yeah.
Sound check, mics check. How are we? How are we looking this time?
Good afternoon.
Pennsylvania,
Cool.
welcome.
All right,
Yay,
here
we
we
can hear
go.
you. Great. Yes.
We're off to the races. So,
Finally.
as I said before, but obviously on mute.
All you guys heard was.
Yeah. I'm super pumped to be with you.
I am too.
This is so badass.
I am too.
We're in Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
Just finished the Orlando Fast Track workshop this past weekend and stuck around for a few days to do some very in-depth training with our mentors. And it really sparked a pretty awesome conversation that we want to share with you today. And you guys are used to seeing the amazing Whit Hyam. He's actually here going through the training with us. But
he is downstairs. We shimmied on up here to do the Daily Dose of Awesome.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited because we actually get to share the stage, I guess, if you will, in a lot of the Fast Track Freedom workshops here inside of Elite Marketing Pro, but never actually have we ever gone live just together.
Yeah.
In a Daily Dose of Awesome.
It's
So
pretty
this is
cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So today we're talking about the #1 ingredient in the recipe of success. And so we're going to be talking about the main ingredient, okay? That #1 ingredient that you need. So have you ever found yourself with comparaitis, looking at certain people and thinking, man, they've just got it. Man, they just understand. It seems like results come easy to them. There's this one ingredient that they have that they've learned, and actually what every single human being is born with. Let's see if you guys can give us any guesses as to what that is. Give me some guesses as they come in.
Yep. As I'm going to come in and say hi to some folks. There's Jan. What's going on? Larry Felder in the house.
Welcome.
Tom
Tara.
Deely. Sadaf, good to see you.
Jan, good to see you guys.
By the way, type into the comment section if you think you know what this #1 ingredient is in the recipe for success. There's self-belief. Okay, that's a good one.
Okay. Mindset. There's
definitely.
another one. Showing up.
Okay,
definitely important. Ability to adapt. Awesome.
Hey, I love it. Consistency. You guys are doing great. I love this. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Grit. Be yourself, desire, absolutely. What's interesting though is you kind of tipped your hat a little bit, and I think it's it was awesome. I wanted to see if we could kind of seed the tip jar, so to speak, and it worked. You said it's the thing we're all innately born with.
Yes.
Even from day one, you have this. So it's before you have the ability to have self-belief or mindset or any of that stuff. Before
you're walking, before anything, this is in almost every single person in the world, because there are those few people that are born with disabilities. So take those people out. There is one thing that we are all born with, and it's actually something that is checked when we are first born. Okay, so when a baby is first born and they're placed on their mother, what is the first thing that a doctor looks for? They look to see if the baby turns to eat. Do they not?
That's right.
Right? What are they looking for when they do that, when they place the baby there? What is the one trait that they're looking for? Hunger.
Interesting. So there's survival, no fear, hunger, desire. Actually,
and it actually kind of fits that description.
Totally. What's amazing about this too is that you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, get to the point. And you are right now in the state. Right now, you're like, come on, JT and Carrie, just give it to us.
We've sparked something.
We have sparked this in you, which is totally cool. Oh, I would love it if somebody said it. But
I know. I keep waiting for it to come up.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll give it to you. Yeah, we'll give it to you this time. Okay?
It is curiosity. All right, now think about this for a second. What Carrie just eloquently said, you put the baby on the chest. The first thing that the doctor's looking for is to see if the baby's going to be hunting for food. Is the baby curious enough to want to suckle? That is what they're looking for. Correct. All right? Because if a baby doesn't have the desire or the curiosity to want to eat, that is like the #1, like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong. Right.
What is wrong? What have we missed here in evaluating the baby?
And it goes back to what what Marilyn was saying with hunger and desire, the concept, instinct, and survival. Like Debbie said, listen, if you think about your business as an entrepreneur, most people would classify themselves as hungry, right? Most people would say, hey, I've got a strong desire to succeed. If you're somebody who fits in that category where you're hungry for success, you have the desire to do what it has to take, it's beyond just survival. You want to thrive. Give us a 1 in the chat box. We want to see the ones out there for the people that are out there with that hunger, that drive, that desire to want to take their business and their game to the next level, but also take people with them. You have this trait of curiosity. Everybody has it. The question, though, is, are you actually using it? And so,
are you aware when to use it and how to use it?
Right.
Those are the biggest questions that you need to be asking yourself, because a lot of times when we're building our businesses, when we're doing the Facebook ads, when we're inviting people to take a look at our opportunities, there's a little bit of that fear there, right? And that fear causes paralyzation, overwhelm, insecurity. These negative emotions are suddenly built up inside of us. And the quickest way to get out of those emotions is to evaluate. Take a step back and evaluate. Am I going in the direction
absolutely.
you want? Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
no, I was like, I'm like, got kind of like
go.
entrenched into your message.
Okay, so when you're taking a step back, suddenly, because with all those emotions, you're internalizing everything. You're internalizing it. You're making it about you, right? And so when it comes to fear, it's a lot of times we've had this precedence that it's false. That's what it said, is false events or false evidence appearing real.
Right.
And actually what fear is it's future events appearing real. Things that have happened in our past that cause us to put up the wall, put up the guard and say, we don't go there because it's scary. We don't go there because it's stretching us past our comfort zone. Right? And so what we do is we actually we flee. We run away from it rather than facing the fear and diving into it. And you have a pretty dang cool analogy that you came up with today.
So what we'll talk about is with that analogy, because it's it's the fear part that holds us back. And when we're in a what is it when we're holding ourselves back? We're in a stuck state. Can you advance? Can you build your business? Can you have that drive? I mean, look at all the ones.
I know.
Right?
Look at all of them.
All those ones. So all those people saying one, they were responding to the question, hey, are you driven? Do you have that desire to drive to succeed? Well, listen, you can have the desire, right? You could be super driven, but if the fear has crushed you and held you in a stuck state, is it possible really to have the success you want? The answer, of course, is no in that state. It's possible to get out of that state, though, and get to that success, and that's where the analogy for the fear was. The first thing with fear, the F in fear, is you got to feel it. And a lot of times what happens, we've seen this in our clients in the workshops, they come in and they're in a fearful state, but they are shut down. They either don't want to look stupid, they don't want to look weak, they don't want to look vulnerable. And here's the interesting part about curiosity is you can have fear. It's a healthy thing. You can be vulnerable. It's a healthy thing. But when you're curious, what do? You ask questions. Now, as a mentor, our role is to notice that fear and make it okay. All right, so you feel it, and that's what the F stands for.
Yep.
Now, do you want to go into the E?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
You've got it.
Now, once you get to the E, you got to guess what the E in fear stands for. We've been talking about it to this point. It is evaluate.
Evaluation.
And so the way we evaluate the question is that we ask the proactive questions. Well, what's working for you right now? And you may have heard the two of us say this at some point. If you've ever been to a workshop, certainly you've heard us talk about this. We ask, what are three things? What are three things that have worked for you in your business?
3 questions of evaluation.
Right.
What's working? What's not working? And what might I do differently to get whatever is not working to work? Or what direction do I need to go to get closer to my desired result? And so when it comes to the fear or the E in evaluation, what that does is it sparks the curiosity. It sparks the curiosity in our minds as to explore what those different options might be. Okay?
Absolutely. By the way, if you've ever felt this, as you're out here, there's lots of great comments coming in here. If you face your fear, fear will retreat. Lori
Love it.
Livin said that. That's pretty cool. And by the way, you're absolutely right, and we're going to talk specifically about what that means, to face your fear. There's a very specific thing, because it's not just about staring it in the face. That can actually create stagnation. There's something very important that we'll get to in a moment. When Carrie was just talking about that evaluation process, the question that I would ask you is, how often do you ever do this? Do you ever look at something and go, oh, it's not working? Well, what's good about this? Like, what is actually working about this? If you have that, if you've ever done that where you're like, whoa, okay, the ad's not working, or nobody's showing up on my Facebook Lives, if that's ever gone through your head, give us a 2 in the chat box. Hey, nobody's leaving comments on my post. Nobody's opting into my site, whatever. If you've ever had that feeling, go give us a 2.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. The leads ain't weak. You're weak, right? So funny.
Anyways, squirrel moment there.
Squirrel moment. It happens to the best of us.
Okay, so in that evaluation, when you're asking those questions, the amazing thing about those questions is that it takes you from that internal stuck state to suddenly I'm curious, and suddenly I'm able to objectify whatever it is that's in front of me. And so now it's external, which means that I'm going to be able to create an action plan, which leads us to A.
Exactly. And by the way, that was well done.
Thank you.
I have to say.
Thank you.
The thing is, we just heard the comment, hey, face your fear. Well, facing the fear is only a piece of it. That's when we said, hey, what is it? Let's actually feel the fear. And then we talked about the evaluation. The next step, the A, is you have to act on it. All right? You have to take some sort of action. And here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be world-changing. It just has to be something. And think about this. If you've ever been in that place, and let's just see. Oh yeah, there's a lot of twos
coming in.
First of all, congratulations on your courage. Congratulations on your honesty. Okay, two other important traits in the recipe of success. Maybe we'll cover those in another daily dose.
Yeah.
But for today, when you're talking about taking that action, sometimes if we just look and go, hey, you posted an ad. Congratulations. I mean, that's a win.
It is.
There are a lot of people out there that won't post an ad because they're afraid of wasting their money, blowing their cash, whatever it is.
Afraid of rejection, afraid of it not working, whatever that may be. And so that first step, or not first step, it's actually, I guess, the third step in this process is actually taking the action, actually doing. And that leads us to the R.
And the R really is reevaluate, all right? So you go back and you say, okay, same thing we just did. It's the same 3 questions. All right, I took a new action based on the information I had before. What worked? What didn't work? And what might I do differently?
And that evaluation sparks the curiosity in your brain. So when you're asking, what do these people have? They just seem to have it. Success comes easy to certain people. It's because they have that #1 ingredient, and that is curiosity.
Absolutely.
They're evaluating themselves as they go, and they're curious enough to say, what might happen if I do A? What might happen if I do B? What might happen if I do C? Okay, I'm going to pick one and then evaluate it and get curious about whether or not it worked and what I might do differently. Do you see how it is? It's the same process. So a lot of people use fear as something that holds them back, stands in your way. But when you use this analogy, which is feel it, evaluate it, take action, and then re-evaluate it, I guess, basically.
Yep, exactly.
That is the recipe for success, my friends. And the #1 ingredient is staying curious.
That's it. That's the it factor. All right. So if you see those people, just like Carrie was saying, hey, they seem to have the it factor. The question is, do you have it? Because the answer is yes. The question, though, is, are you leveraging it?
You were born with it,
yeah.
Okay? But somewhere along the way, you forgot. You forgot. Even little kids, you see it as they're starting to learn to crawl, as they're starting to learn to walk. They are curious about all of their surroundings. And sometimes as they grow up, we become adults, all of a sudden we shut that curiosity factor down. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you want to get results in your business, you have to spark that curiosity again. And you have to be curious about everything.
Absolutely.
Really. Obsessed with being curious.
Yes. If there's one skill set, it's not just about ad copy. It's not just about being able to go on a Facebook Live and be smooth. It's literally get curious. Because if you're curious, you'll figure out the ad copy. You'll figure out the metrics. You'll figure out how to get more likes, more boost, more all that stuff.
And the reason is because you are in a resourceful state. You are resourceful. And so a lot of times we talk about resourcefulness here on the Daily Dose. We wanted to actually teach you what that meant, what it means to be resourceful. And really, it's the acronym of fear.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Hey, listen, we got a lot of cool people out here taking steps. You know, Karen said, hey, I just started Facebook Live and have been getting views. Congratulations. Yes. You took an action.
That is awesome.
And that's a win. So keep it up, Karen. Keep moving forward and market. Listen, measure it, all right? Mm-hmm. Keep track of your stats. Keep track of what's working and ask yourself, you know, what is it? Is it the time of day? Is it the tagline? Is it my energy? Is it how I approached it? Is it my consistency? Keep doing that. And you're going to start to see big results in your business.
And ask what might not be working about what I'm doing right now. And don't internalize it and become emotional about it.
Or judge yourself.
Instead, keep it objective. What's not working? Okay, maybe the time of day didn't work this time. Maybe my energy was a little below par. And then ask yourself what you might do differently next time. And I can guarantee that over time it's going to cause more engagement. It's also going to cause the leads and sales to come.
Absolutely.
All right, but it does take the consistency of the evaluation, the curiosity, and asking yourself those 3 questions.
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of funny. I just realized we started this one off with no sound, and what did we immediately do? We got curious. We're like, well, that's weird. What might we do differently?
Restart.
Restart. All right, guys, listen, if you got some great stuff from this, all right, if this message landed for you, if it hit you in the heart, hit you somewhere where you're like, man, I really needed to hear this, and especially if you know other people that would benefit from this, get out there and share this message with them, all right? There's a lot of people that want to do really well. They have that desire, they have that drive, but maybe they just haven't figured out how to develop the curiosity. So be the leader, be that person, that influencer that can share this valuable message with them. Share it throughout your entire groups. The more people we share this with, the more people we can impact. And of course, make sure you're liking our page here, facebook.com/Elite Marketing Pro. Join us Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, where we will have another mentor tomorrow. Somebody very cool is going to be coming out to share their message with you. Anything else?
Let's give some shout-outs real quick. Yeah. Let's give some shout-outs. I don't know how to use your computer. You do it.
There's Larry Felder in the house. What's up?
Wilfred, thanks for being on. I guess it's Wilfredo? Wilfredo. I think that's your name.
Wilfredo.
Thanks for being on with us. Julia, Larry, Jan. Awesome. Everyone that was with us. Laurie, Debbie.
Courtney Hackman's in the house.
She's actually here with us as well. And we've got Connie. Awesome. Everybody else that was with us, thank you for being with us. Make sure you share this video with anyone you think may benefit from it. Elite Marketing Pro will be live again Monday.
Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah. It's not Friday. It's Thursday. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern.
When you love what you do, every day feels like Friday,
it
right?
Does.
When you're doing badass people, too. All right, my friends. Go out there, kick ass, have a great day, and remember, no matter what course you fly in life,
stay curious.
Fly high, fly fast, fly far, and
stay curious.
All right. We'll see you soon.